From the day we are born until the day we die, we as human beings have to express ourselves. Most of us do it with words. Meet Aidan. He's a typical 11-year-old. He likes video games and playing sports. But Aidan often has a hard time expressing himself through words, so he's found a different outlet. Tell me about stuttering. What's it like for people who don't really know?
You're already speaking, but then you can't get your words out, and you'll be talking, and then you'll just stop and you can't start again. It's bad, but it's fine. Yeah. When I meet new people, I'm scared because they always ask why can't I speak? So
I think he was about 3 years old, roughly, when I first started to get a sense for how serious his stuttering problem was becoming.
Time when he was 3 years old is when we realized that he was starting to stutter, and it made me really sad.
Something you may not know is that stuttering is hereditary, with over 60% of those affected having a family member who also stutters. In Aidan's case, both his dad and his grandfather had stutters.
I grew up in a family where my dad was a stutterer and my brother was a stutterer. My dad had a business where he needed to talk on the telephone a lot, and very regularly I would hear him stuttering through all of his conversations on the telephone.
Well, I started stuttering when I was a kid, I think fairly early on, similar to Aidan, probably second grade, and it was always a part of my life from the point that it first emerged on. It's a part of Aidan's everyday life. For me, it affected everything that I did. But I think that, back then, how we treated stuttering is very different from how it's treated now.
My dad also grew up at a very different time than Aidan did. He was treated very differently as a person who stutters. Grew up in Ireland in a farm town and was offered a scholarship to a college. Went to college on a scholarship, and when he got there, he was stuttering a lot during class, and the priest, with probably not bad intention, said, "Jim, I'm going to fix you of your stutter." And he brought him up in front of the class, and he said, "Read the Bible in front of the class. That'll help you." He dropped out of school because he didn't want to do that anymore. That wasn't helping him. It was probably making him feel worse.
Approximately 1% of the world population stutters, with an estimated 33 million stutterers in the United States. Famous people like Vice President Joe Biden, actress Marilyn Monroe, actor James Earl Jones, and former British Prime Minister Winston Churchill were all stutterers, pointing to the fact that a speech impediment should not deter a person from future success. It wasn't until recent years that a deeper understanding of stuttering allowed speech pathologists to develop effective treatment and therapy, and although there is no cure, these treatments can help stutterers reach a greater level of fluency. As 3-year-old Aidan began to show signs of a stutter, it also became clear that Aidan had a gift.
Drum-wise, I started banging around when I was about 3 or something.
His brother had a drum kit, and so he always played on his drum kit when he was little, always banging with his sticks everywhere. It became part of the way that he would get his words out. He would bang his words out. The music and the stutter all became one.
God gives everybody certain gifts and talents, and Aidan is able to hear things in music, whether it's notes, progression of notes and chords, certain beats. I watch him when he's playing drums, let's say with the church choir, and he's playing a song that he's never heard before, and he's playing it live for the first time, and how he just instinctively is able to understand and know where the song is going. It's just an amazing gift.
I got into guitar and piano around 3rd grade. It just came easy to me, and so I would just play it, and I liked it, so I just kept playing. I haven't always liked singing. I've around 9 years old. is when I like actually started liking singing. Just know you're not alone. Gonna make this place yours. Like, I think it's pretty crazy, like when you sing or whisper, you don't stutter. It's good because I like singing, but I think it's pretty crazy. Well, say something, I'm giving up on you.
Human beings are born to be social, with communication and expression being absolutely vital to the human condition. For someone with a stutter, communicating with words can be difficult, but it is not impossible. Aidan's incredible musical talent has given him a form of expression without limits. And he's only 11. His story is just beginning.
Say something. Swag money.